highly requested for me to come back to Consumer Law Studio and give y'all part 2 on the credit game. So if you did not watch part 1, make sure you go back and watch part 1. It was my only podcast on YouTube. We'll have the link in the description. It'll pop up right here. Make sure you go tap into it. But I'm here with the amazing introduction. As y'all can see, we got the teeth done, y'all. So you're going to be smiling the whole podcast, y'all. But before I even introduce you, I'm going to tell y'all what we got going on. I'm going to get straight into it, y'all. So we went from a 504 FICO credit score to an 810.
Yep.
Now, how long did it take you for you?
6 months.
6 months.
Correct.
Introduce yourself, brother. That's crazy.
All right. So those of you that seen me for the first time, my name is Daraine Delevante. I'm your favorite consumer law expert. I teach people how to repair, rebuild, restore their own credit using consumer laws. I also teach credit repair business owners how to scale their business to make an extra 100 to 150,000 per year using 4 key principles: lead generation, client conversion, client ascension, and continuity. And the last time we were here, I told y'all that I was deployed. You remember I was deployed? That's when I built out the 800, and that's when I figured out FICO.
Let me ask you this, right? So, having a 504 credit score, all right, so we're going to walk through it just like this. Let's get straight into it. Step 1, you had a 504 credit score.
Correct.
From step 1, I'm guessing at the time having a 504 credit score, you weren't even educated about credit.
No.
So what did you do? What's the first thing you did?
I invested in myself.
Elaborate on that.
So I was getting so many denials, and I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
I got so many denials, and as I told him on the last podcast, I was a victim of subprime lending, because that 2007 Nissan Altima with 75,000 miles on it, paying 19% interest rate, I had a 590 car payment. It was like 590 for the car, and then the insurance, because I was a new driver,
Yeah.
was another 450. So I was paying 900 and change just to drive a used 2007 Nissan Altima. That couldn't be the way. So
that alarms you when you saw that. You said something's wrong with this.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, you invested in yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all right, let's take me through it. Let's say I have a 500 credit score. What am I doing?
I bought books, bro.
Books. What's the number 1 book that changed your life?
All right, so it was a few books. The first one was Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's when I comprehended that your house is not an asset. A lot of people think I'm gonna buy a home and a home is an asset. It's not. It's a liability. Homes that make you money are assets. Anything that you have to pay for out of pocket is a liability. So if it brings money to me, it's an asset. If I gotta pay for it, it becomes a liability.
Okay, so at what point are you able to buy the house? Like, at what point are you able to buy this house?
So if you're gonna buy a house, buy a multi-family where you can live in one unit for free and have your tenants pay for you to live and put money in your pocket. Then it becomes an asset.
So how much capital did you have up front when you had the 500 credit score in order to invest in yourself?
So I was negative 10,000 in the hole. I had $10,000 worth of credit card debt. I had $10,000 worth of negative credit card debt, and I learned about this principle called the snowball method. I think I explained it last time, so I arranged my credit cards from smallest to largest amounts, right? I'd pay the smallest ones first because you want to see wins.
Right.
People want to go attack the big one, then don't do that. Because if you do the big one, it's going to take you much longer to get the rest.
Yep.
So what I did was I paid the small ones down. I maintained the minimum payments on the rest, and then the payment from the small one, when that one was paid off, I rolled all that payment over into the other one, still maintaining the minimum balances, right? So as I paid the smaller ones off, I rolled what I was previously paying onto the next one. So it took me about 5 months to get that down. And the thing that a lot of people don't know is that when it comes to your FICO score, right? Oh, so see, we're about to go all in right now.
Get in. I'm listening.
So I'm gonna warn you guys right now. This one is gonna be a little bit different. So we're gonna be based on more educational, because I'm gonna walk you guys through the step-by-step method of how I got 504 credit score and how I changed that in 6 months to 810, right? So the first thing you have to understand about FICO is It's the industry standards. Because a lot of people are going to say, well, but my Credit Karma shows me this. Credit Karma, it's not that Credit Karma is wrong. And a lot of people will be like, oh, Credit Karma is wrong. It is not wrong. It's a different scoring model that is used. There's two major scoring models. The FICO, Fair Isaacs Corporation, and Vantage. Vantage either 2.0, 3.0, or 4.0. Right? Yes. So these are the two industry standards that are used. But 95% of lenders use FICO and its algorithm.
So there's a Credit Karma app, Experian app. Is there a FICO app? Like, how do you check your FICO score?
It's not that there's a FICO app. I mean, FICO might have came out with an app, I don't know. But I know that FICO, on their website, FICO, you can go and sign up for my FICO. It will give you all the FICO scores, because believe it or not, there's not one FICO score. There's FICO 2, FICO 4, FICO 5, FICO 8, FICO 9, FICO 10, and FICO 10T. So right now I know about 7 of them. Or did I miss any? Did I say FICO 5?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's a few FICOs, and a lot of people think that it's only one FICO score. It's not. So when you go pull a mortgage, they pull what is called your mortgage score, right? When you apply for a credit card, that's your bank card score. When you go get a car, that's your auto score that you're pulling. But all of them are based on a base model. So there's a base model that all the other scores go off of. And this base model now has 5 components, right? Payment history, utilization, length of credit history, new credit, and mixture of credit.
What's the most important one for me to have?
So all of them are important because the credit score ranges from 300 to 850. So that gives you 550 points. Those 5 categories account for, so your payment history accounts for 35%, right? 35%, and then your utilization accounts for 30%. Those are the 2 biggest factors. Together, that's 65%, 65.
Exactly.
Right? So now we have your length of credit history, which is the age, which is 15. Then we got your new credit, which is if you apply for credit and stuff like that. That now is 10%. And then we got the mixture of credit, which is 10%. So together, that's 100%. But they also break down into numbers. It goes a little bit deeper.
Sheesh.
So the 35% now equates to 192.5 points. Remember, we're going from 300 to 850.
Yep.
So that gives us what? 550 points.
Yep.
All right? So Marcus, let me know when you're ready, and I'm going to move over to the board.
We can move right now.
All right, cool. So let me explain it to you, right? Guys, come on, I'm going to explain all of this to you. I'm going to make it make sense. Ready? All right. So, before I go over there, guys, so this is the new ebook that I just made. It's going to give you guys the step-by-step method on how I achieved the 810 credit score. So what I'm going to be doing now, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to move over and I'm going to break this down for you guys, right? So I'm going to break down the whole FICO pie chart for you guys. All right. So FICO. Let's talk about FICO, right? Fair Isaacs Corporation. FICO has a pie chart. This pie chart is broken down into 5 parts. So 35, 30, 15, 10, and 10. Right? What does that mean? These are percentages. Right? So these are percentages.
What's in the 35%?
We're going to break it down now. So what do we know about FICO? We know about what? Payment history. We know about payment history. We know about utilization. Right? We know about the length, L-E-N-G-T-H, length slash age. We know about the mixture, and then we know about new credit, right? So this is how FICO is broken down. And the cool thing about my board, guys, I can just drag this right across the street. It's so
That's
cool.
dope.
It's so
That's
cool.
dope.
So when we're talking about FICO, we got to understand that the credit score ranges from what? 300 to 850, right? So that gives us a total of 550 points. So now payment history is what? 35%, right?
Okay.
This 35% now is equal to 192.5 points. The utilization is 30%. This 30% now is 165 points. Then we got the age. The age now is, where are we? 15. This 15% is equal to 82.5 points. Now we're at the mixture, which is 10%, which is equal to 55 points. And then we got another 10%, which is equal to 55 points. So dude, this is how I cracked the code to perfect credit. So when I learned this, right? When I learned this, 300 to 850 give you 550 points.
Yep.
It's broken. This is the base model. Everything goes off the base model. Because remember earlier, we spoke about FICO 2, FICO 4, FICO 5, FICO 8, FICO 9, FICO 10, and FICO 10T. All the scoring models use this base model. This base model now gives us what? 550 points, ranging from 300 to 850. Now, depending on which FICO is being used, whether auto, bank scorecard, mortgage scorecard, it might range different from like 200 to 950. But the base model itself is from 300 to 850, and that base model is used to calculate all other scores. So now, remember that late payment, well, not late payment, let's not get to late payment yet. Remember, payment history and utilization make up what? 35 plus 30 is 65%, right?
Oh, so high.
This 65% is equal to 357.5 points. This was when I cracked the code to FICO.
So when you figured out those two, payment history and utilization,
Correct.
Cracked it.
I cracked the code. Why? Because late payments are illegal.
Oh.
I'm gonna give you guys a secret sauce now. Late payments are illegal, right? And with late payments being illegal, what we now know when we talk about Congress is, Congress says this, right? Guys, this is law. This isn't me making stuff up. This is law, right?
Cornell.edu.
So, Cornell law. So Congress says in 15 U.S.C. 1681A, Congress said this, brother. This was when I cracked the code. Except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not include. Remember, your consumer report is what people call their credit score. But your credit score is a number. It's not your report. So I'm going to break that part down in just a minute. So when I read this, it says consumer report. The term consumer report means any written, oral, or other communication of information by a consumer reporting agency bearing on a consumer's credit worthiness, credit standing, credit capacity, character, general reputation, personal characteristics, or mode of living, which is used or expected to be used or collected in whole or in part for the purpose of serving as a factor in establishing a consumer's eligibility for credit or insurance, to be used primarily for personal, family, or household purposes, B, employment, C, any other purpose. So when I read this, you know what I didn't see?
What did you see?
FICO.
Nothing about FICO.
Nothing about FICO, nothing about Vantage. So in my mind now, your consumer report is really independent of a FICO and a Vantage. And then I found out on FICO's website, FICO is an algorithm that uses the information on your consumer report to give a credit score. That's when it
So it's a
clicks.
disconnect.
If I control the information, I control the score. So when I learned this, well, FICO,
Move the mic closer to you.
FICO
Yep.
is not a government agency. Neither is Vantage.
Neither are good, man. They're algorithm.
DTAGE. These are companies that are privately owned. They might be publicly traded, but they are not government agencies. Guess who's not government agencies neither? Experian,
Oh, wow.
TransUnion, and Equifax.
Equifax.
Dude, when I learned this, my whole mind got blown because now people call these agencies what? What do they call them?
The credit bureaus.
Credit bureaus, right? So credit bureaus, credit bureaus, B-E-A-B-E-R. Bro, this word be getting me all the time, bro. I swear to God. This word be getting me all the time.
B-U-R.
B.
You.
No, it's B-E-A-R-U-S. Something like, no, that's not it.
Nah, it's
Alright, whatever, guys. Y'all know what I'm trying to get. I ain't gonna be up here. I am not a spelling genius. We're gonna put credit B, right?
Yep.
For bureaus, right? So, we know that they call these corporations credit bureaus.
So in my head, I'm thinking that's like that's it. That's the whole. If it's not Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax, I'm thinking that's the whole framework of credit scores.
Mm-hmm. But you see, they use a word.
Bureau.
B-E-A-U. No, this word is gonna get me. Marcus, talk to me, bro. Spell it for me. It's gonna get me.
B-U-R.
B-U-R.
E-A-U-S.
E-A-U-S. There we go.
Yep.
Bureau. But people know about this.
Yeah.
So they equate bureau with government.
Yeah.
The consumer reporting agencies use this word to fool the population. Play upon words.
Play upon words.
So now they think people start calling them bureaus, people start associating them with bureaus. So now, if they come back and say a late payment is validated, you're going to believe it.
Yeah.
That is not true. So, when I figured this out, bro, well, let me go back to the first page.
I hope y'all got y'all notepads out, man.
When I figured this out, this is when I knew this was made up.
Fake.
Yep, this was made up. And a lot of us believe that this agency is a government agency and what they say goes. That is not true. It is so far from the truth. It is misinformation in its finest, dude. When I learned this stuff, my whole mind exploded because now I know that if I control what gets reported, I can control the credit score. So now, I had a few late payments. Some people talk about send out a goodwill letter. Oh, you should tell him that you're sorry. You're never going to do it again. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
You don't need to do that stuff. Why you don't need to do it? I'm going to show you right now. 15 USC 1681A, right? Remember, we're at 15 USC 1681A. And then when we come down to number 2, the exclusion section, except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not include. We just read what a consumer report is.
Yep.
And we know that FICO is not a part of it.
Vantage.
We know that Vantage is not a part of it, right?
Yeah.
So if FICO is not a part of it, it means FICO's factors are not a part of the consumer report. It's not. Because there cannot be a FICO score without your consumer report. And if we know what's not included in the report, if we take that out, whatever the algorithm now gets,
Yep.
it gives us that score. So if we delete all the negatives, come on, that's how I cracked the code.
Whoa, deleting the negative.
So what I did now, right? It says here, report containing information solely as to what? Transactions.
Experiences, a late payment is an experience.
Between the consumer and the person making the report. Well, what does the word person mean? See, ladies and gentlemen, the term person means any individual, partnership, or what?
Corporation.
What are these companies?
Equifax.
Corporations. So now it's like, it's little, you're taking pieces of the puzzle, but you're making a picture. See, the issue with a lot of people is they are not patient. You know, everybody wants a microwave fix.
Yep.
But it's through education. Remember, the Bible says, my people are destroyed from a lack of knowledge. This is what's happening to people on their credit score. Because they don't know this information, that is why a lot of people have bad credit. So when I figured this out, bro, I started telling the whole world. And this is how I came to the conclusion that there is no such thing as a late payment on your consumer report because your transactions or your experiences between, this word right here, between the consumer, this is you, and the corporation, C-O-R-P, this is a corporation. Who sends your information to the consumer reporting agencies? Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Navy Federal, these are the corporations. So if your transactions and your experiences are not included on the consumer report, well, if you get a $10,000 line of credit from Bank of America and you are using at any given time $5,000, that's your experience with the line of credit. So if you use $5,000, your experience between the line of credit is that you're using 50%.
Half of it.
This is your payment history. And this is your utilization. Remember, payment history, utilization. The biggest factor, 65%, 357.5 points. When I figured this out, that's how I got my 810.
Whoa.
Because I now proved that there was no such thing. Where it is?
Things are late payment.
There's no such thing
Payment.
as a late payment. There's no such thing as a utilization. So I reclaimed 357.5 points.
Right there.
And then I made some changes and I moved from a 504 to a 810.
Wow. Just that simple by the information people don't know.
Yep. Remember that there's other factors like the 15, 10, and 10. This goes towards your age, the mixture of credit, meaning personal loans, auto loans, if you got a mortgage, credit card. That's what that mix is for. New credit now is your inquiries, right? So when we look at this now, when we talk about building out a perfect profile, so I'm going to show you guys now what my profile looked like. So for my I'm gonna use PH, guys, for payment history. But you know what? Let me just payment. Let me just write it up. History. Payment history. Utilization. Payment history, utilization, age, mix, inquiries. Right? So your payment history needs to be 100%. Utilizations under 5%. Age needs to be 3 years or better, right? 3 years or better. Your mix, you need between 7 to 12 accounts.
So I need between 7 and 12, either credit card or something that.
So remember, you don't just want all credit cards. You want a good mix.
You want a mix.
You want 5 credit cards, personal loan, and auto loan. You want a good mix, right?
Mix.
So, and your inquiries, you need 3 inquiries or less. So, dude, when I figured this out, and I now know that I controlled 100% of the information that gets reported, dude, everything changed. Every single thing changed because now I can influence the credit profile.
Wow. So let me ask you this, right? So if, like you said, you don't have to write any letters, no saying sorry, I won't do it again, none of that. So what do you do to get it off?
So I do write letters,
Okay.
but it's not the dispute templates, those 609 templates that they have online. So this book, right, the book that I wrote, in the book that I wrote, I explained all of it in here. And I'm going to give your guys, they're going to be able to get this book
Hey guys, make sure y'all get
for $47. Like on my website, it's $197.
Oh,
but I like your people, so I like to keep it.
Hey, I hear that, man.
So they're going to get it for $47. So
you get to see everything.
oh yeah. So in this book, guys, I broke down everything.
Give them the whole book now.
They're getting the whole book.
Ooh.
Right? So I broke everything down and I explained to you guys how the FICO system worked when I went to that's what the auto guy did. And if you know what the dealer, when they do it, y'all know what that means. Y'all know what that means if you're at a car dealership. And this is where now I'm breaking down the finance chart. I'm breaking down everything, bro. I'm giving them all the plays that I use.
Wow.
Yep. And there's a lot of things in here that I didn't even know at the time when I was getting any of my cars. So I include them in the book. I have templates throughout the book. Bro, I'm breaking every single thing. Yep. I broke it all down, man. I broke it all down.
Okay.
If there's people that's in the military, I love proof too. So
people saying.
yeah, these are my receipts. I put my receipts in there, my 805, my 810. I'm not just saying it, bro. It's real stuff.
In there.
Yeah, it's real stuff. So you're gonna see it. This was when I was studying, bro. This is when I was deployed.
Yeah. Oh, you said I don't
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro.
I was doing the hand right there.
Yep. I'm reading, bro. I'm reading everything.
Wow.
Books, bro. Books on top. So I'm letting people know that I'm not just here making stuff up, bro. I've actually done it. This is what I do.
Verified.
Right?
Verified.
Books, bro. Books on top of books. I read 140 books that year.
Whoa.
Yeah. Books on books on books, bro.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And everything that I've learned, I've put it in this one book.
Yep.
So y'all don't have to read 140 books the way I read it, right?
You put it all in the
Yep,
book.
I put it all in here.
And it's digestible.
Yep.
With
So
pictures.
remember I was telling you about how the score ranges from 300. Like this, it gives you a nice breakdown of what FICO said. Remember I told you about the different FICO scores. FICO 2, FICO 3. See, I left one out. FICO 3 was left out.
You said it.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
did.
you said FICO
So all of it is there. Everything is there. Like this took a lot of research, a lot of years of learning.
You got it.
Yep. I'm breaking down all the factors of FICO. I'm breaking down everything, bro. I'm breaking. See what I just showed you right
Everything.
there? Everything's in there for them.
So for the people that don't know right now, right, where can they find you?
So I'm on Instagram, Daraine Delevante. So that's DARAINE DELEVANTE. They can really type Daraine Delevante into anything.
Everything.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot of letters, bro. There's a whole lot of letters that's in this book that everybody's gonna get.
Yep. Oh man.
So that was just a slight piece.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Let me fix my mic back now. You know, I'm telling you, bro. Like when it comes to this credit game, bro, I don't think there's anyone in this credit game that
Better than you.
gets more deletions than I do.
Whoa.
Like I can confidently say that I get the most delete. I ran a challenge 2 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
5 people came on that challenge. They had bankruptcies, repossessions, charge-offs, and collections.
Whoa.
For years, they've had it. And in a span of 5 days, 5 people wiped their whole profile, bro.
Whoa.
In days.
Hey y'all, look. I don't know if y'all how much information you got. Mind you, we just did a podcast, and I felt like I knew something. Came in here and learned so much more, y'all. I thoroughly appreciate you. I'm working. This man is the reason why I've been working on my credit to build it how it needs to be. Granted, we're gonna get together on that as well.
For sure.
I've been trying to learn the game. I've been reading. I'll be on the website, the Cornell Law. Listen, y'all. This man knows what he's talking about. I'm telling you. That's why I'm a student of the game. I sit here. I'm listening. I'm learning right with y'all. I almost forgot we was recording. I'm sitting here like, man, I'm just learning the game. 800 credit score is like unfathomable to some people. And so, only thing you need is the information, y'all.
That's what changed the game.
Changes.
Dude, learning the information changed every single thing for me.
Jeez, thank you so much. Look, y'all. Hey, man, that's that, man. If you really want to go deep into depth and get your credit, look, all you got to do is click. Look, we'll put it up right here, man. We got the website up right here. Link in the description. You guys will see clips on my Instagram about this as well. Make sure you go follow me at GlowJays and follow his Instagram, Daraine Delevante. Look, hey, y'all, I think they got it.
Oh, come on, bro. Like, guys, and for those of you that let me give y'all the text number too. So the link's gonna be in the bio, and you can text the word FICO. So you can text FICO to 917-993-5238. And you guys are going to be able to get the ebook. Like I said, on my website, if you go to my website, it's $197. If you get it from this episode, it's only $47.
The number will be big. It'll be
So get it. Remember, you gotta text FICO, FICO. Text FICO to 917-993-5238. We're gonna have all the links in the description. And guys, you might have to watch this episode a few times.
Yep.
And I would recommend reading the book and going through the episode, because practice makes permanent. And the more you practice something, the more you become good at it. Print out your credit score. Print out your credit report. Start going through it. See what your credit score is. And then use the information in the book and the letters. Go be great.
Go be great.
Yeah, go be great, bro.
Easy. Man, I appreciate it, man. Hey, make sure you guys, if you didn't see the first episode, make sure you watch the first episode, y'all. But till the next one, we out.